Okay, everybody, welcome to the latest episode of All Too Real Tomorrow. I love ya. Legends of Tomorrow. So, Matt, I was thinking, if back in the time after Bon Scott died, and if we had a combination of a weird world, okay, maybe actually a wild world, and either Cat Stevens decided to write for AC/DC and Brian Johnson sang all of his songs instead, or if Cat Stevens joined AC/DC. It'd be really interesting because you'd have things like I listen to the wind at my side.
You gotta have a more scratchy voice for Brian Johnson. You kind of have to. For one thing, you gotta smoke like 8 packs of cigarettes a day since you're like 5 years old. You gotta make it really. I'll try it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll try it. So you kind of really gotta go and you go like, and the B string down and coming, right on the B string come, woo-hoo, get on the B string. Then you've got like Moonshadow. I've been fired by a Moonshadow. Oh, Moonshadow. Ooh. There you go. You gotta have the ooh. He always does a little thing where he shrugs his shoulder with ooh. Yeah. I'm not sure if he could do that without like popping a rotator cuff now, but I think he retired technically from AC/DC. Yeah. That would be interesting. Then you got Cat Stevens, where of course Cat Stevens now has to sing AC/DC songs. So like let's say like TNT, TNT. Yeah, you got a little calypso guitar solo in the background, which he was wont to do for like, Allah the teaser. Well, not Allah as in Allah the God because he's Muslim now, but like Allah as in like, with like Teaser and the Firecat, era of his music was heavy on the sort of calypso thing going on. He had some sort of like, instruments other than guitar kind of playing along with the guitar to kind of have it sort of like jumpy kind of beats or whatever. I'm a music person obviously, but
yes,
or like Back in Black, like really somber, like Back in Black, I hit the sack. It'd be interesting. It would be. And of course, since we're going with like time travel with Legends of Tomorrow,
maybe
they could really screw up.
They should do an episode like this.
Will they really mess up the timeline to the point where Cat Stevens is now in AC/DC and Brian Johnson's doing Cat Stevens? So,
yes, I would.
And no one would be none the wiser. They would think it's normal. Like to them, this wouldn't be strange. Like oh, what's going on with the timeline? Like no, they'd be like, oh yeah, obviously Brian Johnson does Peace Train. Like
this would be the only timeline in which I would like Brian Johnson as a singer and Cat Stevens. And I'd like AC/DC featuring Cat Stevens.
Yeah, because unlike Cat Stevens, you heard one AC/DC album, you've heard all of them. Sound more like Elmo now, but yeah, kind of got an Elmo vibe going.
Elmo sing AC/DC, Back in Black.
He could actually do AC/DC.
Elmo's Back in Black. Elmo love AC/DC.
Oh boy.
Okay, so anyways, Legends of Tomorrow. We're covering two. Hopefully, we didn't turn anybody away.
Yeah, annoy you too much with that Brian Johnson impersonations. Peace train, right on the peace train. Okay. Sorry.
Elmo like Cat Stevens too.
So anyway, so
Elmo like Bebo.
anyway, so we're gonna cover 2 episodes in this episode of our show. We're covering episodes 6 and 7 of season 6 here. First off, we're going to cover episode 6, entitled Bishop's Gambit. Directed by Kevin Mock and written by James Egan and Emily Cheever. This premiered on June 13th, 2021. So, in this episode, Mick is captured on Bishop's planet by Ava clones. Bishop reveals himself as a clone to Sarah, and that's how he was able to still live after she killed him. So, Constantine is still struggling to adjust to the legends living in his manor. They reinstate Gideon. She's reinstalled in like an old television.
Yeah,
which was kind of
love that.
It's kind of
analog.
Weird.
Yeah, it was cool.
She alerts the legends to a massacre in 1956 done by the Amelia Earhart alien that we encountered in previous episodes. She was using Sarah Lance as an alias, and she arrived alone in the Wave Rider. So she stole the Wave Rider basically from Mick and everybody. Bishop is attempting on the planet to kill Mick by lowering the barrier blocking a toxic atmosphere. Knowingly sacrificing several Ava clones. Basically, he's killing them and he doesn't give a fuck.
Who cares, right? You know?
Yeah. While there, Gary rescues a dying Ava clone while Mick escapes and shares an oxygen mask with Kayla. And then the two have sex afterwards. Like you do.
Like you do. Like I said, I was going to say, I forgot after we were doing the whole Brian Johnson, Cat Stevens bit, I was going to say, first things first, the important thing first, yes, Mick does in fact bang an alien, or the alien bangs him, like we said was going to happen. Mm-hmm. And it did happen. So, all was well in the world. They had sex.
Yep. And
not only did they have sex, she, at least momentarily, changed into her true form. So, Mick literally just had sex with a full-blown alien. Like, not even human-looking, just full-blown.
Yep.
So, that's, yep.
So, we're assuming that the parts are compatible.
Like you do. Well, like you do.
Yep.
Well, no.
We have on Earth here, Astra reads Amelia's memories and finds that she is the real Amelia Earhart.
What?
Yeah. Dun dun dun. Who is abducted and fused with the DNA of a Zaguran, who overtakes Amelia and claims that it killed Sarah, and that there is an alien inside Spooner. Before Ava then, distraught over the fact that she just found out that Sarah's dead, she kills the alien.
Well, yeah, like you do.
Yeah,
that's you don't see that every day. That concept that's kind of somewhat unique of like fusing, the alien DNA to the human type of thing. I
mean, I think that explains a lot of my previous relationships, but
well, I guess it makes sense. I guess no, I don't know.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense of her like constantly going over like her story, like repeating it over and over. Like she always says, like, "Oh, I was flying over wherever," type of thing, and I had my co-pilot or my navigator or whoever,
Yeah.
I always thought that was maybe the alien, like impersonating a human and just kind of going over the story, like kind of like.
Yeah.
But I guess it turns out that was actually like Amelia part of the body, like kind of retaining
the one, the one memory she's had left.
Yeah, and just kind of repeating that over and over, which kind of sucks because then I guess in Legends it's canon now that Amelia Earhart was transfused with the alien and then got taken over and got killed. So
how do we know that's not what really happened, Matt?
Well, it's possible. I mean, anything's possible.
Still haven't found her.
Can I just say something about the practical effects? The alien was freaking scary in this episode. Mm-hmm. Like it actually scared me. Like just looking, like it reminded me of being a kid and like watching Alien.
Yeah.
Like or any other movie like that, like The Watchers or whatever, where you got like some kind of monster. Like this show is kind of, it's weird. It's like they've gone full comedy, but it's also gotten really dark at the same time. It's a really weird kind of combination they got going on.
It's a good balance, in my opinion.
It is.
Yeah.
Like Meet the Legends, that episode was kind of like that. Yeah, that nasty dripping stuff, and hilarious because you got to see like Behrad like being like a hamburger whisperer, like at the same time, and then you got Nate, basically being like the handsome guy, like, oh, I guess I'll wear the short shorts and roller skates if I have to, type of thing, like as if like he doesn't like it, like I guess if they want a handsome guy, I mean I'll sacrifice, I guess, type of thing. But yeah.
So back to our story here. On Earth, Constantine and Astra cover up that Constantine has lost his abilities, his magic abilities, to Zari, so she still thinks he has them.
Mm-hmm.
Because he lost him in the previous episode. Back on the planet, Sarah attacks Bishop after learning that Mick may have died. But then she's talking about the scars on her body that meant stuff, and that means that she's a human, and blah, blah, blah. And then he points out that she doesn't have scars on her body anymore.
Uh-oh.
And he reveals that she, too, is a clone.
What?
And unveils Sarah's real dead body.
Oh, man, that part freaked me out, man.
I know.
But then I remembered, I'm like, well, she already died once, and then she was dead for like 6 months before she was resurrected. So
she's died a couple times already. So
she's died. Yeah, she's died. Well, technically, she didn't really die in the first episode of Arrow. We were led to believe she died. But then she died for real in like season 2 of Arrow or season 3 or something, where she got killed by an assassin, and then. Sorry for spoilers from like an 8-year-old episode, but she was an assassin. She turned somewhat good, but then she was killed by a fellow assassin, and then she was dead for like 6 months, I think. And then Laurel was so grief-stricken still that she found out that there's these things called Lazarus pits throughout the world. There's like only a few of them, and you can actually bring someone back from the dead. That was the reason why Ra's al Ghul was able to stay alive for like 400 years or whatever. So she basically begged someone to take her there, brought her back to life. At first, she didn't have her soul. And this is actually, I think, where we meet John Constantine for the first time, don't we?
He gets her soul back.
Right, so it's all come full circle, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he goes to hell, I guess, to retrieve her soul, because she was basically like an animal. She was just like violence, kill. She didn't have it. Like, I mean, like they chained her up to a wall. It's pretty nasty actually, because she was they were pretty much treating her like a caged animal, literally. So this is where it's interesting because it comes all full circle, literally, because you got John. You know, that's how he comes into the whole CW. Well, not really. He had his own show for a while, but comes into the whole Arrowverse, and he does a favor for Arrow or Oliver, and retrieves her soul for her. And then now, of course, John doesn't have his magic anymore because of sacrificing it for Astra and everyone else, because of Aleister Crowley was gonna basically return to power and do a whole bunch of terrible shit. And so it's, she's, long story short, she's already died before, so it wasn't, I was shocked at first, like, oh no, Sarah's dead, but I'm like, yeah, but she already died once. Also, too, can I make a quick note here?
Yeah.
I know I'm being all manic here about that's how my thoughts roll, right? But this episode is called The Bishop's Gambit, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Very first episode of Arrow, very first episode, within like 5 minutes, Sarah Lance, quote, dies on the Queen's Gambit yacht or boat.
Uh-huh.
And this episode's called The Bishop's Gambit.
Yep.
And she, quote, dies. But again, like in the first episode of Arrow, she didn't really die because we later learned that she survived the sinking of the boat. And then we learn after this episode that she's, quote, not technically dead because although her original body is dead, she has a new body that's an exact replica and it's her exact consciousness. So it's, for all intents and purposes, and yes, the correct way of saying it, for all intents and purposes, not all intentional purposes, get it right, she's not dead. So pretty cool little narrative thing they did there, I thought was really interesting.
Yeah. Do you want me to cover some trivia from this episode, Matt, before we go to a break?
Yeah, some trivs and specs? Sure.
Yes, okay. Here's some trivia from this episode here. Mick and Kayla making out is similar to a scene from the film Galaxy Quest, where a human man makes out with an alien woman using an image device to appear human. Tentacles also included. The original Sarah Lance is dead for good this time. There is no way to resurrect her this time. Mm-hmm. Lazarus Pits on Earth Prime as Thea Queen has destroyed them. Plus, the Legends don't know how to use the temporal zone to travel the new multiverse, so they can't go to Earth 18 again, assuming it's still the same one. Okay, so Sarah actually died from an infection Amelia Earhart gave her. Her consciousness survives on in a clone created by Bishop. The Sarah we have been watching since the last episode, ever since she drank Bishop's antidote, is a clone, and the real Sarah is dead. As a doornail. Bum, bum, bum.
But it's just her body. That's the thing. It's just that's a very interesting philosophical question right now. Are you your body? I mean, like, yes, you have a body, but are you your body? You know what I mean? It's very interesting.
But it's also another philosophical question, though, is a clone of you really you?
Well, if it has your memories and you don't... I mean, I would say yes, because if she... Like, okay, so I would think that the only way that it wasn't you, if you found out later on that someone had to tell you, oh, by the way, you're this person, then I could see, like if you don't have their memories, if you don't have any of their thoughts or opinions or anything like that, someone from the outside has to say, oh, by the way, you're this person. I can then say, okay, well, technically that's not the same person, because if it was, they would know all that stuff. But so basically I would say if someone has to tell you that you are a clone, then like if you didn't know beforehand, that's for all intents and purposes the same person.
Yeah,
I
agree.
Like if I'm speaking right now, and that's just my opinion. If I'm speaking right now, and I have all my memories and thoughts, and someone goes, "Oh, by the way, you're actually a clone," I'm like, "Well, does it really matter?" I mean, it's like if I went to bed right now and I wake up a clone, but I'm none the wiser of the process that made that happen. it's just, to me, it's like academic. It doesn't really matter that much, you know?
Yeah. It's interesting philosophical discussion, you know?
Mhm.
But yeah. It's basically like, my thing is like, if you could upload your soul onto a computer, would you still be alive then, too?
Ooh. That's interesting right there, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't they have a show like TV show like that?
Well, I'm sure there are several.
No, I think you told me one. Isn't there a TV show on Hulu or Amazon or something where your soul is like uploaded?
Oh yeah.
To, like,
There's a show called Upload, where after you die, you're uploaded,
Yeah, okay.
you're uploaded into this like world, basically. Yeah, you are on a computer. Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
I forgot about that. Yeah, it's a good show too, by the way.
Cool.
Created by the creator of The Office. So yeah, there we go.
Nice.
So, yeah. Anyways, you want to take a break here, Matt?
Yeah.
Okay. We will be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts.
Yep.
We love Pop-Tarts. This is our ad for Pop-Tarts, by the way. We'll be right back.
Yes.
What is Gen X? What is the silent generation? What do generations have in common? Hi, I'm Trish the Dish from the Gen X Voice podcast, and I invite you to listen to conversations I have with folks from different generations, backgrounds, beliefs, and experiences in an attempt to see what connects rather than divides us. Even though Gen X has been called slackers, Karens, or not mentioned at all in some cases, we are the bridge generation, so I feel compelled to do my part to destroy ageism by bringing all these voices together. And, as a bonus, each guest gets to answer some 80s questions at the end of each show. So download and listen to Gen X Voice today on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And let's see how much we have in common after all.
Hi, this is Catherine, host of a new fashion podcast, The Real Fashion School Dropout. Join me as I interview guests every week in the fashion and beauty space, and we gossip on all things fashion and beauty, and even get into some personal stories of their journey in the industry. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Hope to see you there.
And we are back.
Back.
Pop-Tarts. Yum.
Yep.
Yummy, yummy,
Yum,
yummy
yum.
in my tummy, tummy, tummy.
Elmo like Pop-Tarts?
Uh-oh. Elmo's back.
Elmo like Legends of Tomorrow.
You know who else likes Legends of Tomorrow? Bebo.
People.
And Bebo does not like Elmo because Elmo's trying to tread on Bebo's fame.
Elmo's scared of people.
Good. Should be.
People going to eat Elmo.
No, don't do that.
Okay, so anyways, I'm back. Now we venture on to episode 7 of Legends of Tomorrow Season 6. Entitled Back to the Finale Part 2. Directed by Glenn Winter and written by Morgan Faust and Mark Brunner. This episode premiered on June 20th, 2021. So, in this episode, the group is all grieving over the loss of Sarah, who they found out is dead. Ava is like in her room just watching the recording of Sarah saying she's going to ask Ava to marry her over and over and over again. So they find out Bayrod had traveled back to 1977 London. By the way, 1977 is an awesome year. Star Wars came out that year. I came out that year. Not came out, but I came out of my mother that year.
Well, you technically didn't. Yeah, it came out.
Via C.
And you were inside something. And,
via C-section. I came out of my mother. So anyway, so I wasn't technically born.
Well, you were, but man, I just can't imagine C-section in 1977. That had to have been kind of brutal back then. I mean, I'm pretty sure they've advanced since then on how to do those.
I'm sure. My mom had 2 of them too. She had another one in the 80s. Ooh. So yeah, it's like in like 81, I think that's when my sister was born. Anyways, they go back to 1977 to stop Sarah being abducted by the aliens in the first place. They keep trying to do it different ways, like to stop her, trying to find ways that they're not going to interfere with their with their other selves that are there. Like Constantine and Zari know that they're having sex at one point, so they decide to go and attempt it then. There was an... Whoa. Just heard a phone.
That was me, a stupid notification.
Yeah.
I understand why it does that. I have it so that it shouldn't do anything.
Weird.
I know.
So,
sorry.
That's okay. It's all good in the hood.
Yep.
And that's what they used to call Arrow, the hood. So, there we go.
Yeah, exactly. See, it all comes together.
It all comes together, man. In the end, during this situation too, Zari deduces that Constantine lost his magic. After these failed attempts, Ava realizes that they're gone, that the legends went somewhere, so she goes and she finds them. They're hanging out. They're hanging out in this diner that for some reason nobody else is in.
You're right. Yep. As you're wont to do. Mm-hmm. No one else apparently wants to eat this fabulous food that Nate is like gorging himself on.
Yeah, bunch of different like chili or something he keeps eating.
He had like 5 bowls of it, I think. Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's not gonna end badly or anything.
No, actually, it was curry, which is even more. Like if you're not used to that kind of food, you're going to have some bathroom issues. If you're used to it, you won't. But if you're not,
so basically, Sarah. Sarah's gone. So Ava basically comes and orders them to return to the future because they don't want to mess up anything. At one point, a future Nate arrives wearing an eye patch and dressed up like Constantine and having long hair, looking like Kurt Russell in Escape from New York or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Now that you mentioned it, I was wondering, okay, yeah, I could totally see that. Yeah, and Zari is into it. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So he comes and basically saying that their plans all fail, and then he ends up being erased, so they realize that they didn't follow through on that plan. Back on the planet that with Bishop, he reveals that Sarah died from Zaguran poison, which has no cure. And he is and he has her incinerated. So he incinerates the original Sarah body. So she's dead, gone.
Yep.
No coming back. No.
Nope.
Yep.
No resurrections. Yeah, that one.
Mm-hmm.
That body is gone. Yep.
So after finding Mick and Gary, a new Sarah clone is injured. The new Sarah clone that we met is injured, but she has a new power now. She can heal automatically.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bishop reveals that she is the first to be fused with the DNA of an alien, meaning that there's an alien basically inside of her. But it's fused with her, so she's like basically, unlike Amelia Earhart, who the alien was basically, like I said, inside of her. The alien was inside of Amelia, but Sarah, it's like the two DNAs are spliced together.
Right. Yeah. With Amelia, I think the alien did that to her as opposed to Bishop with the science. Right? Is that what's going on?
So
okay.
Well, Bishop did do that, but what it was is he basically turned the alien into Amelia Earhart. In this situation, they're kind of combined. Like the alien and Sarah are one in the same.
Gotcha. Oh, so he's basically like experimenting on other people, and
basically his plan was for Sarah because she's the human that he wanted to repopulate humans and make them better. So
right.
So
makes sense.
She's basically like the perfect specimen.
She was the paragon of destiny, and he probably knew that from his history or whatever about the crisis and stuff.
And so basically, it's like the final draft of his experiment is Sarah. So
that's Can I just say something really quick though?
Yeah.
I really love the evolution of Sarah Lance as a character. Mm-hmm. I think she, out of all of the characters in the Arrowverse, probably has the most fantastic evolution out of all of them. I really do. Because she literally got her start as, by the way, played by a different actress.
Yeah.
Like 2 lines in like the first episode of Arrow before she ends up like just falling out of the boat when it gets like crashed or whatever. And then, of course, because it wasn't by a different actress, different personality, etc. But, so, who knows how she would have acted if it was the same actress. I don't know. But, so then we go from that kind of like a sort of like, just basically cheating, with her sister's boyfriend, essentially. And like kind of being sort of like a, like just kind of like a hanging on his shoulder type of person, like not really like her own person type of thing.
Yeah.
And then, turns out that she survived this. She ends up being trained to be an assassin, rises the ranks, of that organization. I forgot their name, League of Shadows. And, it's just, she reforms herself. She wants to be a protector of people. She gets killed. She gets resurrected like half a year later. She joins the Legends. She becomes the paragon of destiny. I mean, like really, like I guess Oliver becoming the Spectre, I guess, would be maybe like a equal type of, what I mean? Because he literally becomes like a spiritual being. So I guess, maybe the two of them, which is interesting because I think the show starts with the both of them.
Yeah.
Which scares me because I hope Sarah's story is not going to end soon. No,
I don't think so. I think this is basically just her becoming a new type of hero because she's got more powers and stuff. She's basically got this automatic healing ability and stuff too. basically, what ends up happening here, Bishop reveals that she is the first to be fused with the DNA of an alien, as I said. Mick ends up killing Bishop, unknowingly allowing him to upload his consciousness to, like, every computer. Forcing Sarah to abandon a plan to... She had this new plan that she was going to create a fully human clone of herself without the alien DNA fused in. So, and then kill her current clone, so then she would be human again. They with the help of the Ava clones, they end up detonating the base, and the Ava clones decide to stay behind. When they get attacked by these Zagorans, and Kayla's there, and she ends up sacrificing herself to allow Sarah, Mick, and Gary to escape from the planet, where they reunite with the Legends, and Sarah proposes to Ava finally, who happily accepts. So that's how it ends.
Yeah, with fireworks, because the mannequin that Bayrod was going to use at one point, because they wanted the aliens to abduct the mannequin.
I forgot about that part of the story. They were going to have
that was one of Bayrod.
Bayrod's plan was to have an alien full of fireworks and bombs. That looked nothing like Sarah. Go on to the planet. Well, yeah, there was also another part I forgot too, where Spooner runs into Sarah in the past.
Oh yeah,
and basically kind of gives Sarah the courage to eventually propose to Ava.
Right. So it's like one of those like time loop stories things where it's like, wait, so did this happen already, or does it happen because of them going back to the past? But then if they didn't go back to the past, then it wouldn't have happened. Therefore, like, one of those circular things, like, because basically we find out that Bayrod was the reason why she got abducted in the first place by going back into the past. So it's like, well, but then she wouldn't have got abducted, so you wouldn't have need to go back to the past.
Yeah.
But then it's like there's no way of getting out of this loop. Like,
it was just like predestined to happen.
It was stuck, because if you recall, she does look back at the end of season 5 for a second.
Yeah.
Like, and she kind of stops walking, and that was the reason why. It's because Bayrod was calling her from like the dumpster or whatever, and then that was what allowed Gary to then, take her up or whatever on the ship. And but yeah, interesting episode. Plus, too, was there another part too? I'm trying to remember if there was I guess the mannequin was the only part that I remember. Just the funny part. That's like some funny bits though. When Ava finds out that these are like her team from the future.
Yeah.
And then she's like, you guys can't be here or whatever. You guys are interfering with the timeline. She starts grabbing their beers, and Nate's like, so you're confiscating our drinks? She's like, no, I need to get... like, that's a weird punishment. Like, no, I need to get blackout drunk so I don't remember this conversation. I just like that, so you're confiscating our drinks?
That is funny.
Yeah.
Do you want to take a quick break here, Matt, and we'll talk about some trivia and then speculation for future episodes?
Yeah, some trivia and specs?
Yes. We'll be right back, folks.
Need a new podcast to listen to? Well, why not check out the Super Podcast from the Super Network at supermarcy.com, where we discuss films and pop culture, and we do monthly fan-voted commentaries. We are available on all major podcasting platforms.
And we are back to the finale, part 2.
We're back and back. We're back to the finale. No, sorry, Cat Stevens. We're back into the finale. I can't sing like Cat. I could sort of. Nah, I can't do it.
No, he's hard to imitate.
Yes.
So here's a little bit of trivs about this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Future Nate, like I said before, with his eye patch and long hair and gravelly voice, bears a strong resemblance to Snake Plissken from the Escape From movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, Kurt Russell's character.
Yeah.
Another thing here is Spooner's undercover hairstyle looks similar to the wig used by Ryan Wilder in Batman. And Batwoman. Sorry, not Batman. Batwoman. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, interesting. That's all the trivia we have here.
What? Really?
Yep.
Well, I guess so. I guess there was more trivia in the last episode, probably, because I had more stuff going on simultaneously. But that's, I guess, yeah.
Well, I mean, there is also the fact that it's got similar elements to Back to the Future Part 2. Because they're going back to so there's that as well. So yeah.
I mean, it's called Back to the Finale Part 2, so that's interesting. And I think at some point on his whiteboard, I think Behrad actually wrote Back to the Future on it when he was like doing his plan with his quote thinking weed.
Yeah.
Because people may not know this, but there's actually different types of weed that are for different types of experiences. So there actually is quote thinking weed. It's not used to quote get stoned. It's actually used for that specific purpose. You want to think about something, you want to plan something or write something. There you go. And Behrad would know because he's like a weed connoisseur. So there you go. I kind of made a huge point out of that, out of nothing, but
so
and this is someone who does pot like twice a year, right? So like I would know. But,
yes, you would. So as far as the next episode goes, it's an episode that's going to be directed by David Ramsey, who played John Diggle in the Arrowverse.
Oh, nice.
He is actually going to appear in the episode, but not as John Diggle. He is playing Bass Reeves, who was actually the inspiration for the Lone Ranger. He was a black. He was a black cowboy that was actually the real inspiration for the Lone Ranger.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that guy. And did they make a documentary about him?
Oh yeah, they have. Yeah, they've made documentaries and some movies, and he was also a. If you watched the Watchmen, which if you haven't watched yet, Matt, you should. The Watchmen TV series. I know you have HBO Max. It's on there.
Damn it! Got caught.
Yeah,
and no, you haven't. You can't. No excuses now.
Yeah, no excuses. Oh, but it's so good. I think you'll love it.
Cool.
It's Bass Reeves plays a part in that too. So
nice.
Yeah. That he's going to be playing that. The name of the episode is Stressed Western. Instead of like Best Western, it's Stressed Western.
That's great.
Yeah. It's the short synopsis, which isn't going to give away too much here, is with everyone finally back together, the Legends find themselves looking to Nate to keep everything calm while in the Old West on a mission to find an alien. So I don't want to give away too much more. So, but basically, that's the beginning of the episode. So
nice. One of the future episodes too. After that, it's called "This Is Gus." Like after the TV show "This Is Us."
Yeah.
I just love the names of the episodes now. Like they got like Meet the Legends. MEAT.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
But yeah, I just can't wait till this episode. I love David Ramsey. I can't wait to see him in this, and he'll be good as Bass Reeves, I'm sure.
Totally.
I wonder
Plus, too, I love the Western episodes.
Yeah, I wonder if there'll be any mention that he looks like Diggle or not. we'll have to see. So, from Sarah or others that met Diggle. So yeah, we'll have to see how that plays out. Yeah, he's already David Ramsey is making his way around the Arrowverse shows that are currently on. He appeared and directed an episode of Batwoman recently. He appeared as John Diggle in the episode, which was
nice.
Cool. For a couple scenes of an episode, and that he directed, and I know he's directing an upcoming episode of Superman and Lois.
Nice.
So that'll be cool to see, and hopefully we get more of him. I like the guy. He was good. He was good on Blue Bloods too when he was on there for a while as the mayor. He was really good in there. Yeah, I commend the guy because at the time he had a major recurring role on Blue Bloods and was starring on Arrow at the same time.
Wow.
Arrow was filming in Vancouver, Canada, on the West Coast, while Blue Bloods was filming in New York City on the East Coast.
Man,
he was flying back and forth to film those shows. So,
wow, and he did not look tired in Arrow at all. Man. Plus, too, I heard that those CW shows, they really work them hard. Like they do like 12-hour sessions. Yeah,
that's why like the latest episode of The Flash, Barry and Iris are barely. Iris isn't in it at all, and Barry's only in a scene or two because they wanted to give the actors a week off because they're so worked on those episodes, so. Which I don't.
Yeah, I mean, totally.
When you have a large ensemble like some of these shows, you can do that. That's why I like some of these Legend episodes. Like John will be missing an episode, or we've had episodes this season without Sarah or Mick and different things like that too. So give those actors a little bit of a rest. Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally. Oh man, I can't believe that. Plus, too, so in Stargirl coming out, I mean, obviously. Stargirl takes place on Earth 2. Not everyone knows the multiverse still exists.
Correct.
That's still becoming a thing that's progressively being revealed to the main characters, people. But because a lot of people think that everything got smushed down to Earth, got back down to Earth Prime or merged into Earth Prime,
like consolidated into one Earth.
Consolidated. Yeah, there you go. But technically, no, the multiverse actually still exists, and Stargirl takes place on Earth 2, and one of the new characters is going to be the Green Lantern's daughter, but I don't think it's going to be Diggle.
No,
because that wouldn't make any sense. But who knows? Who
knows what'll happen? And I do know that on that show too, some news stories I've read is that John Wesley Shipp's Flash is going to appear on there too.
Nice.
So his Flash of Earth 2, what's the name of the that Flash, the character's name?
His name is oh my god, I can't think of it either. What the hell? It's what the heck?
Jay Garrick.
It's
Jay Garrick.
There you go, Jay Garrick. Come on.
There we go.
Yeah, because he was originally from Earth 3, right? Originally.
I think he was from.
That's where he's from. Right?
I think he might have been from Earth 2. I don't know, or Earth 3, one of the two. But anyways, he
But then he moved to Earth 2 to be their Flash. Okay. Yeah.
That's okay. So he's on the same Earth as them, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that show plays out. Maybe we'll do some episodes about that show.
I'd love
if you want us to, let us know. Send me an email at mike@cullenpark.com. Also, tell us what you like about the show. Go to Apple Podcast and give us reviews. Check out all2real2.com and our all2real2 podcast group on Facebook. There's a lot of cool interaction going on there of things lately.
Mm-hmm.
We've got
totally.
Chris Tiefel has left us some interesting facts on our group. Actually, some entertainment facts that I want to share with you folks. Here's an interesting fact: Betty White used to be Betty Gray until she fought the Barlog and was reborn. These are funny jokes, so by the way. In order to prepare for his role in Space Jam 1996, actor Michael Jordan played 9 seasons of professional basketball and won 3 national championships. So I found those funny. So yeah. Just letting you know, those are some entertainment facts.
A method actor. He's like, yes. You know what? I really need to study for this role, so I'm going to become a professional basketball player. I'm gonna.
Yep. And like I responded with it, and all De Niro did was gain weight for Raging Bull. Anyways, if there's anything you'd like us to cover in the future, let us know. Mike@cullenpark.com is where you can reach me by email. Also, check out all the Cullen Park stuff. Check out the All Too Real 2 stuff on all of our twits and books and grams.
The grams, you know.
Yep. Go to our Patreon. Check out our TeePublic. Other ways you can help us, you know. Just, send me some money via PayPal if you want. I don't care. The PayPal account is Mike@cullenpark.com as well.
Or just, an envelope full of money,
Yes.
A manila envelope, if you will, just drop some cash into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And email it to Mike@cullenpark.com. Wait, you can't email envelopes.
But you can't email money. Well, I guess sort of could.
Well, you can through PayPal. Anyway, so... Anyways, if you want to help support the show, just let us know. Send us a message. We've got some possible cool upcoming interviews and some cool TV shows and stuff we're covering in the near future, and movies. We're always having fun here at All Too Real 2, aren't we, Matt?
Oh yeah, totally.
Anything else here, Matt, before we wrap things up?
Yeah, I think I just want to play you out some music a little bit.
Okay.
Just a little bit of music. All right, here we go. This one's called Sarah Lance, You May Be a Clone, But You Are Not Alone. Ooh. I like that. Okay. You are not alone.
That was awesome. Okay, everybody. be good to each other. And until next time, bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to All Too Real 2 podcast, a Cullen Park production. Produced and edited by Michael E. Cullen II. Music by Matthew Hawes. Subscribe and share the show. Visit us at cullenpark.com.